Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandra. Thanks so much for joining me today. You'll have to forgive my noise in the background because I slept in today and my kids are awake. So I've got some iPads going, but hopefully it won't be too loud. This is the second last week that I'll be planning for October. Next week I will be doing a full-on Halloween theme. So I'm still going to stay in my Chestnut Vintage Aurora for this, like all of October. The only thing that I'll be changing is my TN, and I'll be going from my Gabriella to a new TN just for the week of Halloween. But in here we are going to stay the same. Sorry for the interruption. So I'm going to find my task card here. Okay, so this is my weekly task card. We're going to review the previous week by looking at the dailies. Today is the 16th, so we need to go back to the 9th. So my kids are still home. The teacher strike is still on. And last Thursday, I was very, very productive. I seemed to get everything done. I got lots to do because I was gearing up for Thanksgiving. So we had Thanksgiving on our Monday. And I got tons of things. So we were going to clean the yard. I don't think we finished it though. I did get my Cocoa Daisy sub on the Thursday. I made the grocery list. We worked on some schoolwork. I cleaned up my makeup, my brushes, my desk. I cleaned all of that up to get ready for the weekend. And then I also cleaned my bird's cage. Went through my son's. I think I went through both of my son's clothes. I know I went through my baby's clothes. I think I went through Connor's clothes too. So I filmed my Cocoa Daisy video, so that's already posted. If you guys haven't seen that, I'll link that video for you. And I also washed my dog. He really needed a bath. So anyway, Thursday was a really good, productive day. So then we move on to Friday. And again, I was really productive. Chad and I ended up having a date night Friday. So I painted my nails. Not this color. They were pink before. I just painted these last night and I managed not to wreck them. So that was really good. We ended up cleaning up the outside and I was going to do the bathrooms, but I moved that to the weekend instead. We bought the turkey, paid bills, and then I just did a few work things. So I still feel like I did really, really well. Kids, again, were still home. And then we moved into the weekend. So I finished the downstairs bathroom, but I think I did the upstairs bathroom on Sunday. So yeah, this is when I did both the kids' clothes, was on Saturday. So I did well there. And then my son got into my planner. It wasn't the end all, but I wasn't too happy with that. But you know, he's still here, so we're good. I did really, really well here. So my kids were getting a little too loud, so I had to move them from the living room to the kitchen. I can't. It's so hard to focus when my kids are awake. But you know, if I'm tired, I can't help but sleep in, especially when the kids don't have to go anywhere. So anyway, this is the day that I did all my food prep. So that was a busy day. I did the food prep, and then I also cleaned my Jeep. So I cleaned the inside. I polished the leather, like I conditioned the leather. I polished the dashes, cleaned the windows, vacuumed everything. But I still have to go and take it to the car wash. So I was thinking of doing that today, actually. But I did my reviews, did expenses, printed some school stuff for my kids so they could work on that. And I did the upstairs bathroom, and then I prepped all the food. And that was a busy day. So Sunday was actually busy. And by the end of the day, I was just like done. I was like, I'm done. I just need to like relax. So then Monday was also good. I got up fairly early. And I did a whole bunch of work stuff before I even started. The very first thing I did in the morning, though, was I put on my turkey and the stuffing, because I actually put it in the slow cooker. I don't like putting stuffing inside the turkey. Season it just right. I call it my sage and cranberry stuffing, and it is so good. A couple of new dishes that we tried this year were sweet potato with marshmallows on top. We don't normally have that here in... I don't know, I can't speak for all Canadians, but I don't really see it as a normalized dish here in Canada. And then the other thing was the green bean casserole. I wanted to try that, although I couldn't find French fried onions, like just the plain kind. So I ended up getting the salad topper French fried onions, and they were seasoned with garlic and something else. garlic pepper or something, and they were okay. It was okay, but I would have preferred to use plain French fried onions. Um, but anyway, we tried it, and it was okay. My husband likes green beans, so it might be something I bring back for him. The only thing I didn't finish were the kids' journals, so that was my normal Monday routine. I have these 5-year journals that I do a page for 1 week, every single week, and I do that for 5 years. And I only got to one of them on this day, so I did it in the evening. But I did really well. Dinner was a success. We had it at 4. It was actually ready for 4. And also, I'm not sure if you guys remember me saying, but a couple weeks back in September, when my husband and I had our anniversary, the car stopped working. So in it, we thought it was a starter, but it ended up being an ignition switch. And then the couple days after, like a couple days before this, I guess, like 3 or 4 days before, my engine light turned back on. So I was like, oh no, what is going on? But my vehicle seemed to run fine. So my husband's dad had one of those, the readers that reads the issues. So then you just figure out what the code is by looking online. And it turns out that it was my clutch switch. So I have standard. And so basically what this code, it was code 830. Apparently what it means is that, so normally when you go to start a standard, you have to step on the clutch in order to start your vehicle. So this problem, my vehicle could potentially start without the clutch depressed. So anyway, so it's not a big deal. So it should still work. After our mechanic guy fixed my ignition switch, it worked. And then there were some security issues with my aftermarket car starter. That don't put a car starter aftermarket on like on a standard. It's just not good. Okay, don't do it. It's pretty much goes with anything aftermarket. It's just never good unless it's like auxiliary, unless it has nothing to do with like moving parts. It always messes with the wires or something. Something is messed up down the line. But anyway, so that happened. So he came and I realized it was not a huge deal. My vehicle is still going to work, so I'm very thankful for that. And then also, I just want to point out this quote. This is on the Carrera inserts for 2025. This quote that says, "Whatever you do, don't congratulate yourself too much or berate yourself either. Your choices are half chance. So are everybody else's." By Mary Schmitz. That was also on the Baz Luhrmann song, "Everybody Should Wear Sunscreen." Do you guys remember that? That's like one of my favorite like songs ever made. Okay, I love that song. It's so good. I used to listen to it in grade 12 over and over and over again. Okay, so Tuesday. Tuesday was a pretty good day as well. So this was Chad's last day off before he had to go back to work on Wednesday. So Tuesday, there's still quite a few things here I didn't get done. I did all my morning stuff. I was supposed to write my blog, which I did not get to, but I had a whole bunch of random stuff to do. So I filmed and edited my goal video. I transferred my goals to this planner here. I had to get my daughter's Alberta student number, and then I applied for this money thing that our government is offering us for the teacher strike, because many people can't afford the extra food when their kids are home, and also the usually like people get like childcare, right? So now they have to pay extra money while their kids aren't being in school. So for us, it doesn't really affect us as much as other people, but everybody is open to apply for it if you qualify, which, so anyway, I personally think they should be giving that money to the teachers and they should be giving them what they need, but it is what it is. So I reopened my Etsy shop and my Squarespace website shop. I also ordered my kids' school picks. So I'm so happy about that because I was like, oh no, like the Canada Post strike is down. The schools aren't open. How are we going to get our pictures? But Canada Post is technically back up. They're doing rotating strikes. So they're going to strike in one area for a while and then they'll stop and then they'll start again. So I'm not sure if they'll shut down all of Edmonton for a week or two, or if it'll just be like 1 week. I don't know. But they're rotating throughout Canada. So it'll probably take a while for them to come here anyway. So I was going to do a whole bunch of other things. Didn't get to them. But this wasn't all done. I just transferred a lot of this stuff over here. Okay. And then I didn't get to my blog until Wednesday. I didn't even transfer any of these over. This was yesterday. I did switch my purse over. So I had everything in a pink purse and a pink wallet, and I transferred to my Poppy and Peonies Heritage Green. I have the downtown crossbody, which is so cute. And then I have the larger wallet. But they're green and it's perfect for this season. Okay, so the only thing I did really yesterday was actually not really a lot. My kids were very distracting. Morning pages took forever, and then I did write my blog, and I managed to edit my makeup video. But between those are like the two main things, and that was it. This not being in school is hard on parents and the kids. It really is. They do need to be in a structured environment, and this just isn't. Like my kids, like my daughter's actually sick right now, so it's probably good that she's not in school, but my son has ADHD and he needs those routines, and so it's very, very difficult, I'm finding right now, having the kids at home. So this morning I've got filming done. Morning pages will be next. I'll be going into my morning routine, and then I'll edit the video. And then I've just got some random things I want to do. So I'm going to go wash my Jeep. And if I'm going to go do that, I'm going to go get a Starbucks. Jenny Penton had a video, so that's Planner Perfect CEO. She had a live video that I have to catch up on. And then I want to start this doodle lettering challenge thing that I wanted to talk about. I talked about this in my goal video, but that's not posting till the end of like this month. So anyway, so first of all, I also wanted to talk about Cindy Guntart-Baldo. So this is from Cindy from Llama Letters. I used to watch Cindy. She was another content creator on YouTube. She used to live in California, but she moved to Denver, Colorado, I think. She was a recipient of a lung transplant. So I don't know if it was a double lung transplant, but she was suffering from kidney disease basically all her adult life. And I don't know. I haven't heard hide nor hair of her. So if you guys watch her, let me know if you've heard anything. I've been searching online to find out if she's okay, and there's been no post for the last year. So I don't know. The last post that I could find that was the newest said something about that she was getting sick every day. So that worries me. So I don't know. But anyway, I used to watch her older content. Right now she was using a Sterling Common Ink planner, and that's not my thing. Like, I don't like those types of planners. I did use a Hobonichi one year. That was just for journaling. And I was like, this is just too bulky for me because I added washi tape and some stickers in there, and it got too bulky and I couldn't write on the pages anymore. So I gave that up, and now I'm in Planner Perfect, which is amazing. But I didn't watch her recent content, but I used to watch her older stuff. So back when she was using an Erin Condren horizontal and a bullet journal together in tandem. And she'd have these live videos, and she would do like her rando doodles. So what you do is you take a split page, like pretend this is a bullet journal, and you take this whole spread and then you make a border if you want, and you just start writing or drawing whatever they are. So for example, this one is a pumpkin. You just doodle a pumpkin. And then how Cindy would do it is take a thicker black marker and then outline it. And then the next day, so the 2nd of October, she would do a spider. And then she would do the spider and like build it up behind the pumpkin. And then so at the end of the month, you would have all of this huge scenery or design, right? And it was so cute, like adorable, right? And I absolutely loved watching her draw it. And she would do a live video at the same time. So she'd usually be talking or answering questions. And I printed these off because I kind of want to do it again. So then these are the doodles. And then she'd also have lettering every damn day. That's what she called it. Pardon for the French. But she would have these words. And I mean, technically you could just take these same words, right? But she would have these. And then this one, I believe these are songs. Yeah, these are all songs from Halloween themed, which is actually really cool. And then you would basically letter it. So you'd pick a different lettering style. You take a page, break it up into 7, so for the entire week, and then you would letter whatever style you were going to do that day, and you would do a different style every single day. So I don't know, it just kind of helped with practice, right? And I thought, like, even if you have to look it up online, it doesn't matter. It's just something different and practice, and you kind of get the feel of different lettering styles. So I just kind of fell in love with that whole process, and I kind of want to go back and watch some of those old videos, but now I'm all concerned because I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened to Cindy? So she's also the first one who got me interested in the power sheets from Cultivate What Matters. The power sheets have changed over the years a little bit, and the community has changed a little bit. But I still, for me personally, the system is still working for me. I did have some thoughts about maybe switching to Moxie Life. The problem with Moxie Life is that it is a 2-in-1 planner. It's a goal planner, but it also is a weekly planner. And I already have a weekly planner. So all I want is like the goal part of it, right? I don't need the actual planner. I'm not going to use that as a planner. I like having my Franklin and my TN. Like, I don't want any new planner. So this is, sorry, there's a little bit of a planner chat, you guys. Because I'm feeling kind of chatty. So the other thing that I was thinking, and I wrote a couple of blogs on this just because of like seasonal change and just, I don't know, the thoughts kind of going through my head right now. So like, I don't like the common planner. I don't like a Hobonichi. Like, those aren't my forte. It's not my space. I don't like that. I've always loved Franklin since I started using it. I adore my TN. Like, I was even thinking of, like, for example, like, you guys know that I'm in my Jane's Agenda half letter for right now. This is my business planner, so I'm not sure. Like, I do show this on here all the time. I just don't like show the planner in its entirety. But I have so many sections in here. Like, I've got so many things, right? Like, all of the things for business. And I've tried having one planner for everything, and it just doesn't work out for me. And I'm like, not that I want to do that necessarily, but I'm kind of craving the simplicity of like being back in a bullet journal. Like, even this is my idea for next year. So I've got Jane's Agenda set up in my Planners Anonymous melody, which I think is absolutely adorable because I want to use my melodies again, and it's a smaller planner. It's kind of cute. I can use my 2-inch rings in here, which is adorable. And then I already had all of the dividers purchased already. So I have the admin, stats, business goals, finance schedule, shop, blog, notes, and then routines, YouTube, and brain dump. So I've got it set up for being the perfect little planner system. Oh, that's sticking. And like, I do have some of my sheets that I printed off, and this took a long time to do. So I don't really want to go back and like change the system and redo anything. These are my sheets I print from listlab.net. I got a big pack of them when it was like $60, but this was many years ago. So this is how I keep track of my expenses. It's how I keep track of my sales. So on Etsy, I'll keep track of the number of sales per day and then how much it was. So at the end of the month, I can add it up. So this is how I keep track of everything. And I don't want to just take a plain notebook like in Planner Perfect and like, start from scratch. Like, I don't want to do that. And like, that's why I like having like the pages already set up for me. These are just inserts that I already got from Jane's Agenda. But I don't know, part of this, like this sheet here kind of reminds me of how I set up my bullet journal at times. And I miss the bullet journal experience. I miss how simple it was when I first started. At the end though, like when I started trying to make spreads for my business, it just kind of got too complicated, and then I gave up. And then that's when I was like, you know what, I'm done. I have to switch to a Franklin planner because I've just got too much stuff to track. But I really do wish at times I could just go back to the simplicity of a bullet journal. And I mean, like, kind of how, like, even in Planet Perfect, for example, you know how like some people have the 6-month agenda and all you have is like the monthly setup and then the weeks, kind of like that, something simple where you're not writing out daily lists. But you guys have seen some of my daily lists, like they get big. I've got a lot of stuff to take care of in any one day. Like, I don't usually put dishes on here. I don't usually put laundry on here unless I'm feeling good and I'm like, oh, let's put laundry on here so I can cross it off. But like this day, like this wouldn't fit on a weekly page for one day. And I needed, like, I wouldn't remember it if I didn't write it down. And I don't want to use a bunch of sticky notes either. So, like, I would end up having a separate, like, even if I did that in my Planner Perfect Wide, I'd have to get like a smaller notebook just to write out daily lists. And I don't want to do that because it defeats the whole purpose. I like having my Franklin. I don't know, like, I'm feeling that need for simplicity, that bullet journal where you have a simple, single, small book and everything goes in it, but yet it lasts for an entire year. You know what I mean? Like, but yet I don't like the common planner. I don't like that paper, the Hobonichi paper. It's nice and thin, but I don't like it. I like thicker paper. I do. Like the Scribbles That Matter paper is perfect for me, or the Leuchtturm even is fine. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do, you guys. I'm not going to go switch planners. That's not what I'm doing. It's just this feeling. So I was like, well, maybe I'm missing a little bit of creativity in my life. Like, I just got over reading The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and I felt like none of that book, like, and I did a huge thing on it too. Like, I wrote blogs every week. I posted tidbits of videos every week, like a huge project thing. And I felt like hardly any of it applied to me because I'm not a blogged artist. I do a lot of my creativity in my business, but what I'm aiming for now is creativity for me personally. Like, I want to go practice some songs. I want to make time for that. I want to like have time for coloring if I want to go color and de-stress, or like doing this. I want to, like, this is one way that I can bring back a little bit of creativity in my life without it taking too long. So like, before I started this whole like online content creator thing, I'm actually an artist. So I draw portraits, I draw landscapes, I draw fantasy pictures. And I'd have to say I'm actually pretty good. I could probably sell my work. But I don't do that because I decided to have kids. And when you have kids, things change a lot. So when my kids get older, I think I've mentioned this before in my videos, when my kids get older, that's when I can think about doing more things for myself, and maybe I can get back into drawing and painting and stuff. But right now, like my kids, I've got a 2-year-old, right? He's a baby. So it's not like I could just sit for like 5 hours and work. And that's why like this is so much easier because I can work throughout the day. But when you have like a big painting set up, you can't just let your paint sit for hours, right? And not to mention my kids would get into it and just start painting all over my painting. So right now it's just not feasible for me. So something like this is a lot easier. I can do it in a few minutes. And then it's also giving me some practice and getting back into the whole drawing thing, even if it's a rando doodle. So anyway, that was an idea that I thought maybe I might need to get back into. And then another idea I had, now you guys have seen me do this in the past. So 1 month I did, like I'm going to bullet journal like Ryder Carroll for a whole month. So I did that. So, you know, my bullet journal style kind of took after Amanda Rach Lee, where I would have like very artistic spreads. I would draw out like a whole theme for the entire month. And then I would only have weekly setups, like weekly spreads, so that each week I would have, like that would be my entire week, and my days would be on one page, like one spread. And then so I challenged myself to bullet journal like Ryder Carroll for an entire month. And then the next challenge I gave myself, let me try a compact planner. So I worked in my Franklin Covey Compact for an entire month. And that just didn't work for me because I felt like I ran out of room. So I have been doing this to kind of like not get rid of my system, because I'm not ready to get rid of my Franklin, and I'm not prepared to get rid of my TN. Like those things make me happy. But for this change that I'm feeling, I think the change stems more from me wanting more time and to make my routines and my systems a little bit easier and less stressful on myself. So I got rid of my journal and my business journal, because I'm doing morning pages. So that kind of like takes over. Sorry, that's my bird. Like I don't know, it kind of alleviates some of the pressure. So morning pages takes a long time in the morning, especially when my kids are here and awake, like if I don't wake up earlier than them. And then I've also been doing my scripting, which I've really been liking. I love setting up my spreads in my TN. So I'm just kind of at a crossroads right now. Not that I'm switching planners. Like, I've got my main planners still prepared for 2026. I haven't actually purchased my inserts for Franklin yet, but um, and I mean, part of it could be that, like, I've invested so much money in Franklin binders and in leathers from Planet Perfect that I don't want to switch. And for me, it's not just, oh, let me just switch a size. Like, I don't want to switch into anything other than a wide plant like TN from Planet Perfect. I like that size. I'm really happy with it. But it's more of finding routines that take less time and habits that take less time. So something that can be simplified, because I don't want to be working until like usually what we'll do is I'll do my morning pages in the morning, or I'll be filming my video. So Thursday, Friday is filming. And then I'll do my morning pages, I'll do my editing, but there's so many other things that I need to take care of. And honestly, I wish I could clone myself, because that would alleviate a lot of the stress and the things that I have to do. Like, I've got lots of things, like, and I don't get help because, my husband works 10 hours a day, and he drives back and forth. So he's pretty much gone almost 12 hours a day. And when he comes home, the kids are little crazies and he's exhausted, and it's just been a hard day for everybody. Me dealing with the 3 kids on my own for 12 hours a day for 14 days straight, right? Like, it's hard on anybody. And then the week he comes home, or the week he is home, it's hard because it's kind of adjusting to a new routine. It's the same as when he was out of town. One of my goals in November was to start watching Hallmark movies. But in order for me to have time to watch movies, I can't be working in the evening. So like I was saying before, like, the morning I'll do my work, and then I'll, do housework. So laundry takes time, dishes takes time, getting the kids breakfast and lunch and dinner takes time. And dinner is usually a big process. I'm cooking for 5 people. So it's, I always have to meal plan because I need to know what I'm cooking. So I have the groceries on hand. And then usually, like, we take a big chunk of the evening. So we do supper, we watch a little bit of TV while we're eating, and then we do dishes, and then we take the kids up for their bath routine, and then we put them to bed. And by the time that's done, it's usually like 9, 10 o'clock. And so then if I still have work to do, I come back downstairs and I'm working till midnight. And I don't want to be doing that. But it's because my kids are so distracting. And especially right now, while they're on a teacher's strike, they're very needy too. So anyway, all I know is how I'm working right now. It's kind of exhausting, and I'm kind of getting burnt out. And I want to take a step back. So like, even for December, I'm questioning whether I want to do Planmas or Vlogmas. I like the idea of having Planmas. A lot of you guys enjoy that because I show how I plan every day for almost the entire month. But Vlogmas is good for me because I have those memories to look back to for my kids. And they can look back on them too. It's uploaded on YouTube. I don't know if it'll ever, come crashing down, but at least it's up there for the interim. And they're memories that my kids can watch from Christmases gone by. And like, it's kind of fun to watch video content, So I don't know, like, I'm kind of like playing with that idea. Like, maybe I don't do anything and I just sit back and just relax. And I just do my 2 videos a week, and that's it, So I'm gonna start doing polls and stuff on my Instagram or my channel to find out what you guys want to see. But part of me just wants to take a step back and make things easier for myself. And it's kind of weird at this time of year too, because October and November are really like stressful times of the year for content creators, where we're pulling a lot of like energy to like make our things and sell them. Usually October, November are big selling months. And I haven't really been seeing that. Like, between all of our postal strikes last year was a really bad time. This year, again, they're doing it again, and it's the worst time. Like, at least if it was in summer, it wouldn't be as bad, but they choose to do it at the worst time of the year, right before Christmas, and it just sucks for everybody all around. And I just kind of wish that they could just get rid of unions permanently. Like, I'm not part of a union. I can say that, okay? When you're in a union, you can't say anything. Enough of my 2 cents. I think I'm just getting frustrated. So if you guys have any ideas, like, do I have any bullet journalers who watch these videos? Probably not. Probably most of you are just like Franklin planner people. But if you do have any ideas, let me know, because I am kind of sitting here and kind of like racking my brain. What do I do? Oh, this is another idea. I'll continue planning in my Franklin and my Planet Perfect TN. But what if I was to just, for the fun of it, take one of my notebooks, and you guys, I have a bazillion sitting in my basement right now because when I was bullet journaling, I went bullet journal crazy and just bought all these notebooks. I could take one of my notebooks and literally start a bullet journal and plan in it and see how it works and see how I like it and see if it fits all the things I have to do. I don't know. I could try it. I could try and see and kind of go back and do simple spreads like Amanda Rachel used to do. Something really simple. Nothing crazy. So, and I'm not sure if I'd film that. I would just, just do it in the privacy of my own free time. You know what I mean? And I could always show it, but I don't know. I don't even know if I have time to do that because I'm already doing everything else. So let me know if you guys have any good ideas. Okay, so we're done that. Let's review goals. Sorry, that was a lot of chat, but I just feel like I had to talk about it with somebody because I don't really have anybody in my life that talks about planner stuff. I can tell my husband, but he's going to be like, and his head is just going to nod. Yep. Well, if that makes you happy, go do that. So we're still in October here. I've got a physio appointment coming up on the 21st. I have to work on my physio for my knee. Nothing else can really be done yet. And none of this stuff has been done. I am going to look at Halloween costumes. I'm going to take my 2 older kids to the Halloween store soon. Probably next week. I mean, maybe this weekend. It's just going to be busy around the weekend though. And I'm going to take them and see what we can find. My daughter already has this dress. She wants to be a witch. It's a really cool dress. My mom actually found it from Goodwill. It just leaves sparkles all over the house, so we have to be careful there. But so nothing there. Let's take a look at the goals on my monthly setup. Thanksgiving dinner is done. Thank goodness. And that is it for now. Okay, so I'm going to try to work on the wall photos soon. Pick out some good ones. I really like this spread. It's so pretty. Okay, the next thing we've got to do is review the compass card. So I think I've crossed off everything that I've done so far. And I got lots done on the home front, which was good. I was trying to do the freezer inventory a couple of days, but I need 2 people to do that with. And it's either me and my son, and I can't do it with him while I'm here with my baby because I have to watch him. And I can't do it by myself. It just takes way too long. It's way better with 2 people. So I really wanted to get that done when my husband was still here, like when he was home, not working, but we didn't get it done. So that will just have to wait. I didn't get a chance to read anything. I wanted to do that yesterday, but yesterday was kind of a write-off with the kids. So I wanted to do spiritual stuff and read the happiness hypothesis. Didn't get any of that done yet. I have to work on my physio still. I wanted to work on a basement container. Didn't get that done. I was going to bring one up here and just kind of go through it and never even got that done. I didn't get any personal development stuff done. And I am filming this now, so we're going to cross these off because by the time I do the next one, I'll just put the next week. So yeah, so when we do the plan with me for the week after this, it'll be a Halloween theme. Okay, so that's pretty much done. The next thing we do is look at the inbox calendar and the master tasks. Inbox, the only thing I added on here was something I already, freezer inventory, because yeah, I didn't get to it. So that's something I added. I don't know if I got any of these things done yet. Let's see. Oh, kids' school photos. I did order those. Probably nothing else. I also want to reorganize my digital files. Oh yeah, that was done. And that was it so far. Okay. For this week, the 20th is a PD day. Not that it matters right now, but if they were to go back to school this week, they wouldn't have school on the Monday anyway. So I've got my physio appointment on the Tuesday, so I need to get my mom to watch the kids for me. And then I have a live stream with Jane's Agenda on the 22nd. That is going to be, that'll be for the December box, I think. So that'll be exciting. And then I have a party on the 25th. So I think Chad and I might go. It's a Halloween dress-up party. It's my friend's wedding anniversary party. We might still go, but we're probably not going to dress up. I don't think. And then my husband works that day anyway, so we'd go right after his work. And it's a potluck dinner, so I have to make some kind of dish. I'll probably make a side dish and then take it. And then we just, all of us together, just, have these dishes and we just grab whatever. So, I mean, it could be fun. Probably won't stay that late though. It goes until all hours of the morning. And I think it starts at 8. 6 or 8, I don't know. I'll have to take a look. But anyway, we'll stay for a couple of hours. Probably 6 because they're having dinner, so that makes sense. And then that's it. So Sunday, nothing is going on. And that's it for now. That's it for here. So pretty much the only thing that I have to actually leave for is my physio appointment. It's actually kind of far away, kind of a pain to get to, but I was successful last time. As long as it doesn't snow, I'll be fine. All right. So the next thing is to look at the master tasks. And I did transfer my goals to Franklin. Can't do it to Planner Perfect yet because I don't have the November book. Basement project, nope. No. Order school picks, I did. Xmas shopping, I haven't started. Lab work, I do have to do a whole bunch of lab work. Clean my son's room, that was on my list, but I just haven't had a chance to do it. And then the Planner Perfect box I'm waiting for. And then Bolivia from Planners Anonymous. Is it Bolivia or I can't remember if that's the name of it. Anyway, it's close to Germany. Is the next place that they have for their sub box. Okay, so I think that's it for that. Actually, that's not even that big of a list. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to make a new Rolls and Big Rocks, which is AKA a new compass card. So I'm going to do a compass card, plan for the week, plan my work, and I'm just going to put it all in fast mode, and I will come back and chat with you guys at the end. We'll see.
Taking turns, not a lesson learned. Who'd imagined I would crash and burn? But you got me there, so I'm declaring a silent war. Can't do it anymore. This is not what I was asking for. But you got me here, then you disappeared. Was it always meant to be a dream? Knowing inside, in the middle of the night, you see me fighting, hopelessly sure of how I feel. The broken never heal. In the middle of the night, you see me fighting, foolishly
All right, guys, we are all done. This week for work is pretty generic. I just have the regular things. Monday is I've got a Jeffree Star video for makeup going live. I'll be posting The Artist Way Week 8 blog, my journaling stuff, and then I'm going to do a daily reel for planning. I'm showing how I plan daily. Then Tuesday, I'll write a new blog. Wednesday is charm and sticker design. Thursday, I'll be filming my Plan With Me and my Franklin. Friday is Planner Perfect and date night makeup. And then I'll be posting those videos on the weekend. And Sunday, I do my reviews. So that's a quick run through of my business stuff. And then we get to my Franklin, which is, again, not a whole lot going on. Pretty simple, very short list. I did a lot the week before Thanksgiving, so I'm not overly concerned. I do have a list of physio exercises I need to get done. I need to actually just work on this right now. I mean, I have done some. I haven't been like every day, let's go, like for like multiple times a day. So it's maybe been an average like once every second day I've done it, maybe even less than that. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I actually do have to talk to the physiotherapist because if I get a knee replacement, apparently you can't kneel on your knee. And I've got little kids at home. Like right now, like I don't specifically want a knee replacement. And right now I'm having a lot of pain with my knee. So I'm hoping that some of these exercises will lessen the pain because it'll strengthen my muscles so that there's more of my muscles taking on my knee area. So I don't know if it's not really helping. I don't really notice a difference right now because once you have arthritis in your knee, you have arthritis and it just doesn't go away. But I wouldn't mind waiting for a bit because at least until my kids get a bit older and can fend for themselves, because right now I kneel down on like by the tub to give my son a bath. And if I can't do that, that means I can no longer give him a bath or I have to stand up or sit on the edge of the tub. I can't do that either. So I need to like discuss some options and maybe fight for what I need right now. Like I don't want to deal with pain. Like I'm in an extreme amount of pain every day. And I don't want to have to deal with that because it does kind of drive you crazy over time. But at the same time, like I need to be able to still do things. So I need to have that conversation with the therapist when I go. And again, it'll be a bigger conversation when I actually have a talk with the surgeon because I'm still going to go have a discussion with them, whoever it ends up being. Which is still going to be a pain because that means I have to go to the hospital and it's just going to be a huge pain, but I have to do what I have to do, I guess. So Monday there's no school, even though we still have no school. Tuesday is my therapist appointment. Wednesday is my budget and a JA live. Thursday got nothing going on. Friday I'll be going to karaoke and we get paid. Saturday is our party for our friends, and then Sunday is just groceries. Very small list this week, and usually I'll add to it throughout the week, so that's something that is like a common occurrence. But other than that, you know what? I have to applaud my kids because they've been pretty good. The first little bit was a pain, but that was because they were in the living room with me. But you know what? They've been doing really good, so I think I need to give them a treat. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions or comments, like usual, feel free to leave them down below. Remember, I am a Franklin Covey affiliate, so be sure to look down at the link below to see if there's new inserts you need to order for next year. You can go ahead and use my link if you so desire. Remember, it's an affiliate link, so it does give me a small amount of income. So just so you are aware, it does support a small content creator / artist. And it does help me continue doing what I'm doing, because then it means that not only do I know that you guys enjoy my content and you guys enjoy supporting me, but it also helps me in the money department too, which is kind of what we're all working hard for. So I hope you guys have a fantastic week ahead. I will have a wonderful Halloween setup next week. I'm going to start cutting dashboards and seeing what I have for my Franklin, getting that set up. The same thing with my Planner Perfect. I'm going to get all of that ready and set up for that, so I have it ready. But yeah, thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new, please subscribe. Click on the bell button to receive notifications. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.